Good day from WA. Hi, this is Julie. Welcome to my channel and thank you for joining me today. We are going to be doing the Margarete Miller CW Planner number 39 today. You can see that I've pulled a few things. This is not all of them. But I just started to pull things out and thought, well, I'll just lay them on the table and then you can be looking at these items while I chat. The first thing I thought I might do was put the prompts out and then we'll just get the book out and go through the book. Prompts for CW Planner number 39 are wrapping paper, something shaped in an oval, something with legs, a tree, something out of a recycle bin. Bonus is rubber stamping in any colour except black. So not too hard. My idea is to create a collage background, like a masterboard kind of collage background. So do we have everything we need in here? Let's have a look. All right, so we need wrapping paper. Okay, I might have some different wrapping paper. So this folder, I'm pretty sure this was wrapping paper because it doesn't look like it would be. It looks like the folder would be note paper, but pretty sure it came as a big sheet and you unfolded it and that's all that's left. So I'm counting that as wrapping paper. Something shaped in an oval. I have a few frames. One I trimmed and one I didn't. Something with legs. So we've got birds with legs. I really liked this owl's legs. I thought his legs were just super cute. So thick. I mean, most birds' legs, like these ordinary birds' legs, are like little twigs. These ones are like chunky, and I just loved his colouring on his face. But he's really big, so I'm not sure if he's going to fit. So he's with legs. So then I thought, oh well, maybe I can find a different owl that's a little bit smaller, and of course this one goes really well with the colour scheme in front of you. A tree. So I had cut out quite a few trees from children's books and things. This one seems to go best with these colours. So it's looking like being kind of like autumn or fall. And of course we've got the ginger cat, which goes with the colour scheme as well. So we'll see if he stays in. I'm not sure. So that's the tree. Something out of a recycle bin. Oh, there's another tree there. And this is kind of like wood grain. And these are leaves from a tree. So lots of tree sort of options there. Okay, so my recycle bin was the only one that I did struggle with. Obviously with stamping I've got plenty of coloured ink, so that's not a problem at all. Thought we'll just pull something out of the bin next to me that's going to go to recycling. So this was in there with autumn, possibly sort of yellow coloured flowers. Put it over here with the wrapping paper. And then I thought if I wanted some red, there's some red which came in an advertisement from top of the box. So again I could just use it as some red trim. So we've got everything we need. I can do all the items. So this is the book I've been using. It's an altered children's book, which I've covered. So it started at 29 and 30, 31 and 32, 32 again and 33, 34 and 35, 36 and 37, which this one's everyone's favourite. It's so cute. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to ever be able to top that one because I just love it. Yeah, that one's just magic, isn't it? I have to say myself, I just love it. I love the squirrels. And the funny thing is, none of them are really ordinary squirrels. I don't know what he is. Some sort of but he's not your common garden squirrel, that's for sure. He's very fancy. He's a marmot, I believe, and he's a chipmunk. But they do belong to the squirrel family because when I cut them out, they were all on the squirrel page for the squirrel family. So, but the little ordinary ones that we get, normal squirrels, are they're tree squirrels. And this one's okay. It's not my favourite. So we've got red, but we've got sort of some gold, browny sort of tones in here. So I think autumn would work quite well. So we've got this tree, which I had tried this before, and so I'm going to try again doing it on here now that I've decided that I'm doing autumn. I did want to use this, but he's just, you know, way too big for this page. I mean, even if I got rid of the cat, you know, it just looks a bit weird with the tree that scale and then this giant tree stump. So unfortunately, I'm going to put him over to the side just to remind me, but I just don't think he's going to work. I think what I'd like to do is collage the background. I'd like to do maybe a traditional kind of collage. So I'm thinking, you know, instead of deciding where the focal points go now and then trying to find collages to go underneath, I've got enough focal points that we can find something to work. I think what I might do is just start tearing up the colours and just collage a background. So we might be able to do something like this. I would probably use the same gold down the centre here. Let's put that now, this metallic wax down, just so that it kind of like matches in. It smells like shoe polish. Did I show you what it was? Metallic wax, oh yeah, beeswax formulation, antique gold from littlebirdie.com, and that will help blend it into the next page. We're going to not have straight edges, even though we've got them here. It's because of the sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, because I didn't want to tear the letterbox. Decided to go with the straight. Sometimes it works better. I wished I'd done the jagged edge here. It looks quite nice down there. Not to worry. I'm just going to tear all the edges off and then I'll decide what size I want the pieces to be. Okay, I've got some more of that if we need it. That one, we'll put that in the images section. And that we have to use some of that because that's our wrapping paper. So let's put them into our little piles of colours. I just picked up some book page in sort of orangey tones. Let's start with the book page. Sometimes it's good to just have all the pieces torn up. You end up with more scraps this way. You're just going to stick things down. It might just be easier to cover that with gel medium. All right, let's get sticking. This one's a bit thicker, so I'm going to put the edges down. Yeah, the other reason why I thought I might use the gel medium is that some pieces are shiny and some pieces are not so shiny. So this way, hopefully it will unify it to all not be the same. Whether it comes out shiny or not, I don't know. Okay, all right. Now I want to think about where the red's going, because I want it to look balanced with this page. So, all right, I didn't ink this. I didn't ink any of it. Oh well, it's not inked. That's okay. All right, we're going to put this nice wiggly edge down here. Some's going some direction, some's going. Okay. Yeah, I like this one down the bottom. We need some more of the red happening. Put a little bit of it here next to the letterbox. Let's see how we're going with the red. Just a little bit here, I think. Okay, it's all dry, and it looks like, you know, it looks even worse in the camera. It doesn't look quite as bad in real life. So I will be wanting to add gold to this. I can add more of this, but it's a very dulled down. But I do have some lovely white ink and gold ink to stamp in the background. But we're going to decide, I wonder what we should do. I wonder if we should gesso this. Just to sort of here and there, just to give it a bit of a, you know, like tone it back a bit. Shall we be brave and do that? And I've got this here, which is gold paint. I'm going to go look for my gold paint and my gesso, because I may do some gold paint along the edges. Okay, the reason why I have to keep going out of the room is because I have my art group on Fridays and I haven't put my stuff away, so I take some things with me. So my gesso, and other things were there. Tone back the background a little bit here and there, and we only want it sort of almost dry brushed. So start in the middle, because that's where you're going to, you can try it and you can cover it up if it's a bit not quite what you want. So I only added a teensy weensy bit of white on the water on the brush, just a touch, just to sort of, I really don't want it, because if you have it too wet it'll just come out like white paint. I want it to come out like a dry brush almost. That's it. Just kind of, I've got to leave room for some inking. So I may not ink in white, I may ink in gold. Oops, see, that's what I didn't want to happen. But we can, because it's got gel medium on it, you can just wipe it straight off if you don't like the amount of stuff on there. So gold, let's find some gold paint. Back in a moment. I've got this, which is El Cheapo set. Orange might be interesting. It's just kind of like shimmery paint. That one maybe, that one. I want to add some autumn colour. But what did I use here on this gold? Because I didn't have this then. I've got some gold paint somewhere. I know I have. Maybe it was this one. I've had this one for a while. No, I think it was this. Okay, so if I use this one, at least it's going to match that. So we need a little, I don't normally do painting with Margarete Miller, which is why I didn't bother unpacking everything, because I didn't think I'd need it. Maybe I should have stamped before I shimmered, splattered. But possibly. I'll just dry it first. It's acrylic, so it'll, as it dries, it will be permanent. We have gold. Oh look, covered in gold paint. All right, where's my cloth? So much fun though. Dry that off because I'm going to turn it over. Let's dry this first. Back in a moment. Okay, our choices. So we've got some leaves that we can add in to the gold background. Our choices are this orange bird, which I really like, because he could go on the edge of the page, although we weren't having straight edges, so he may not work. The leaf. This sky was one of the ones I wanted to use if he wasn't too big, but if we're not doing too much more, he's just so striking. We've kind of got a tree on there because he's sat on a tree stump. I mean, does that count? I think it does. And this one, let's tear this out. Not sure that I like it, but I'd have to probably take the window off, I think, because half the window is missing and it just looks a bit strange. So we may have to fussy cut him completely. And then which do I prefer, this owl or this owl? I quite like him because, well, either of them, because they've got that kind of gold look to them. And tree, we still need a tree really. We can take that off and have this one fussy cut. All right, let's do some fussy cutting. I will be back. I'll fussy cut the bird. I don't mind the bird. And I'll chuck that branch off. Let's cut him off. Cut him off the branch. I'll cut his feet off and his tail off. Cool. Oh dear. Lucky we're gluing everything. I'm going to cut the little critter off, whatever he is. I don't really know. Looks a bit strange. And the cat's tail comes back on. That's it. And that hides his cut off toe anyway. Getting myself into a bit of a tangle here. All right, so we're going to say, if we're going to use this, we're not using the rabbit. No, I don't like that. Okay, I've put some of the gold paint before it dried around the edges, just to sort of brighten up that antique gold, because it went on a lot thicker. It's quite so dingy looking. So here and there I've added the gold paint that was the same as the splatter, and I also did it around the edges here, which I think goes with the picture a lot better, because there's a lot of you know, gilding and stuff in the picture. So brightening up that gold, that antique beeswax is you know, not very bright, so I used this before it dried, what was left of that before it dried too much, because and I used sometimes use the fingers and I use a brush, but I didn't have the camera on at the time. I just thought I would point that out now because it's quite late. I've fussy cut everything, but I still need to do some stamping in a different color other than black, and it's, as I say, it's quite late, so I'm going to head off to bed and I'll finish it off in the morning. Good morning, I'm back. Had a few little thoughts. It's actually quite good doing it, you know, like late in the night, and then I sleep on it, and then I dream about it and I come up with a few different ideas. One thing I thought of, well, let's do first thing. Let's get to the pictures in a moment. I must remember to do my stamping before I stick any pictures down, because I meant to ink the edges and I didn't, so I don't think I can do much about that, although I could possibly. Let's just try it in an area that's not so noticeable. I'm going to be having this tree somehow or another. I might make him a bit skinnier because he's taking up an awful lot of real estate, although yeah, I'd like the gold to show. It actually looks quite nice like that. So I may make him skinnier, I may follow that line there. Might be a skinny tree, but then I might wish I hadn't. I don't know, but either way, let's try. I just want to see if I can ink those edges and just give them some definition. I just want to yeah, just kind of like make it more noticeable. Now the thing is, a lot of this is not going to be seen. I just want to see if I can add the inking after. It's a bit trickier. I'm just trying to brush it in. I don't want to use the flat one. So I'm hoping that by using the bristles, it just catches on that. But because it's got matte medium on over it, it's probably quite smooth. But it's got a little bit of a bump to it. Probably won't make much difference. It's just because I know I wanted to do the edges and I forgot. This way I feel like I've done what I meant to do, even if you can't really see it in the end. It also might help to sort of change some of the toning of the white that we put in. I put in. Isn't it funny? I noticed, oh, who was it? Plum Figgy, Tammy. She was mentioning that she says we all the time, and I thought, yeah, so do I. like it's your fault that I did that. You know, we did that, not me. You know, that was, you know, I absolved myself of, I don't know. But I think it's because I'm talking to you guys the whole time, even though you're not here. I feel like, I know that, you know, someone's going to watch it, even if it's only my mum. Hi, Mum. So I've noticed a few people do it. It's not just me and Tammy. You haven't seen Tammy's channel, have a look at Plum Figgy. She's great. She does this challenge. She does the challenge, Margarete Miller challenge, and she does lots of other interesting things too. Lots of altered books and things like that. Now, you know, does that make any difference? I don't know that it does. I don't know. I do not know. But I know it's there. I'm stamping in the colour except black. So I've got these beautiful pads. Oh, I love them. I've got Brilliant White. And of course, it's archival. I love using archival inks. I don't actually really use it as Distress inks much. got a few, but I'm not drawn to them. I love these archival because sometimes I don't know if I'm going to be using water or not, or whether I want to spray or not, whether, I don't know. I just like the fact that the archivals don't move after you've put them on there. I suppose I had an experience early on where I did something in a non-archival and it then smudged and ruined the project. The two stamps I thought I might use was, I meant to put music notes in the back. I ended up with text, and I was supposed to have my lovely antique vintage music paper, and I forgot that. So I thought, because I was thinking music notes to do with birds singing in the trees. So we're going to have some music notes, and then this is like a kind of a tree grain. Let's start with that. So I wonder whether I should do the tree stain in gold, tree, whatever it is, in gold, and then do the notes in white. I was going to do it in brown. I don't want to make it too sort of grungy, and I really like the idea of the gold. I'll start here where I know it's going to be covered up so I can see what it looks like. Okay. Yeah. Let's just try it a little bit in brown, just to see if I need brown to really give the feeling of wood. See, I got it for $1. Guess where? Okay, let's try that part there. Let me put it on something. Let's put it on the back of this. Too bad if I'm going to be using it. Okay. Okay, let's just do a bit down here. Oh yeah, all right. I'm sort of safe. It's not coming out too dramatic. As I say, most of it won't see, so if it's just a little bit of it peeks out, it'll be fine. Okay, and we're going to do some white. Again, we're going to test it in an area it's not so visible. All right, let's test it over here where the tree's going. Oh, yeah, it's quite strong. See how juicy it is? Possibly a bit too juicy, so I need to touch it a little bit more lightly. Just going to have to take some of that off because it's just it might make smudges of blobs of white everywhere. So we just need to touch it lightly. Try another bit over here. Bit more than that. Yep, so just medium touch. Yeah, medium touch and reasonable press. These leaves, I don't actually, this is the idea I had, okay, because when I put this together, I find the leaves are a little bit, actually they look all right in the camera today. Maybe it's just nighttime light. But I'm going to finish it off at this red patch. So that's, I knew that was a definite. Okay, now I may need the green. I need that somewhere else, but I'm just going to leave that for now. Because I want it, I like the red for the autumn. I know it's not autumn here, but it's spring. But everyone's doing autumn journals and fall journals, and yeah, I don't want to do a whole fall journal, but I thought I'll just do a bit of an ode to autumn. But I don't think my autumn leaf is making it in, unfortunately. I haven't found a place for him yet. Shame. And that was the whole isn't it funny sometimes, you know, that and that was what I wanted on this page, and I don't know that either of them are going to fit. They're just too big. They'd probably go better on a, you know, an art journal page, where my pages are a bit bigger. So this is probably going to be used in a different project, not necessarily together. But back to my idea that I've now tried to tell you twice and haven't told you, is because these leaves are a little bit, you know, they're drawn very minimalistically. I was wondering whether I can use some of these, and that would, you know, that was the reason why we did the gold. So I may fussy cut some of these out, but what I'm going to do beforehand, they don't all have a border. So what I want to do is just go around the outside edge, which gives me a better cutting line, and maybe just add some extra doodles. Maybe I'll only do it to the yellow ones. My hand's not very straight, but wiggly. Well, I suppose leaves are wiggly, aren't they? They're all the same shape. I have no imagination for leaf shapes. They're just, this is the shape leaves are, according to me. This is yeah, I haven't figured out a different version. But then if they're all going on the one tree, they would be the same shape, wouldn't they? See, there's a logic. Okay, so instead of doing all of them, I might decide which ones I'm cutting out, and if I want to cut one out that's not done, I will do it then. So I will cut some of these leaves out. I'm not going to put you through all that. And I'll be back. As I was cutting them out, I see that the colour scheme that this is kind of like teal or grey and gold, which is, you know, often the colour that Creation on CC does, which is where this came from, was doodling leaves. But since I had this just lying around and it's nice and shimmery, I thought I might add some green, like as a bit of an overlay, and it shouldn't mess it up. Let's hope. We'll start with green, just to sort of make some of the blue ones a little bit more green. Let's try this one. Can you see any of this? So I was going to put a layer over the top of that, and it's going to be cut out, so it does not matter if I go over the edge. See, that just now changes the colour completely. It's now green. Cool. Maybe a little bit lighter. Maybe this one, and maybe we can add a bit of orange to turn the leaves autumny. That's a good idea. I mean, these colours are kind of hard to work with in a sense because they're not true watercolours, but we'll make it work so that it's actually green and not brown, because obviously mixing the red and the green together, you're going to get brown if you mix them together too much. Right, let's add a bit of green to this. No, let's add some darker green. Okay. And then just a little bit of red. I'm washing my brush out in between the greens and the reds. So I don't make mud on my brush. And just meld them in a bit with a bit of water. Doesn't matter if we get a bit of brown, because obviously that's part of the autumn colour scheme. They're a little bit different to normal watercolours because they've got this sort of shimmer, but it makes them kind of light. And you know how crispy autumn leaves get? They're kind of like translucent. That's what this paint's doing for them. So I don't mind it. So these are my leaves. They definitely do look a little bit more autumnal than what they did before, because these are very teal. And now I've definitely got some art scraps. That should be it for the painting and decorating part. We should be able to just glue them down now, I'm hoping. The main thing is the tree. So now we've made him a little bit skinnier, so we either put him to the edge of the page to give us more real estate, or we move it in to show a bit of the collaging that I did. Well, we'll decide. Let's just tuck that under. And this is going over the... Okay, and then we've got our grass, which would have been good if it met the tree, wouldn't it? Keep some gold edge. And then these guys come walking in. I just like the way this ladybird's looking up at the bird and going, uh-oh. What's that? Uh-oh, Chungo. What's that cartoon? Uh-oh, Chungo. I don't know. I just remember that phrase. So the birds popped in. Now the little bird, this was left over from another project before, so they're just minding their own business. She's just busy feeding her babies, and he is talking to the pussycat. He's like the Cheshire Cat. Got bits of the tree left over which we can use. Stick the branch there for now. I haven't quite figured that part out yet. And I want to swing him from here, so he swings there. He's going to sit on the... I like the fact that his ear and his tail pokes out of that. And you could kind of put that leaf back. But I'll just use some gold twine, or I might just draw the string in. So I could draw it in like a picture frame, maybe. And he's just sitting up in his swing saying, "You can't get me." But normally the cat would chase after the bird, because that bird's so big. There's no way that he'd be... It's almost like he's talking to the cat, and he's like, "Haha, you can't get me. I'm up here in my little swing." And then, so then we've got these little leaves. So I'm just gonna put them on. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna take me forever to do these, isn't it? We're just going to put these on, and then see. We could have a couple floating down. Maybe the little ones. Put some of the big ones up in the tree. I don't know where they're all going, but that's... Maybe they should all go, yeah, all go that way. One that's landed, and they're just... they don't really show up in the camera, do they? Cat's okay. Too much the same colour, I guess. Well, the leaves are definitely blending into the background. They do look like they sort of belong to the tree. I'm not sure that I like that. Oh no, I can't not have my ladybirds. Maybe we need something a bit more bold in the middle, just to make more of a focal point, to take away from looking at the background. And then we don't need this. If we have him floating on that leaf, it's got the stem, so we don't need that branch, which means we can leave more of that collage showing, because I quite like that piece up there. So it looks like the wind's blowing, doesn't it? Different leaf to the the other leaves. Other than that, you know, I just come back to my giant. He certainly stands out on the page, which is kind of was the original intention, was have a background that he would stand out on. Still a possibility. Okay, let's try that. Let's take Tom Kitten out. Let's take the ladybirds out for the moment and put him back in, because we've already got a bird. Can we swing? No, he's too little. Well, we've got that bird there. Maybe he can sit in the tree. Actually, he looks quite cute up in the tree. I don't mind that. It's where he was originally. He was up in the tree. I don't know whether these would look a bit like his feathers. Wow. They're not really leaves at all. Snip that little branch off. I don't mind that. It's amazing, isn't it, sometimes how weird things eventuate. And then we can have some falling feathers. Or leaves. Oh, we need an oval. I believe how cute these feathers look to large a whole bird. We lost our ladybirds. Oh my god, I can't believe we didn't have our ladybirds. I wonder if we can just have one ladybird in, just hiding under here. I quite like the train of ladybirds. Yeah, we'll try to get the one ladybird in. There was a bit of wood too, which I wanted to use. I wanted to use this because I don't like bugs, as you know. Well, you might not know, but they're so, you know, they disappear into the trunk of the tree, and I think that's fine. So I had them up the left of the page in the various different incarnations of this design. But I never had the leaves. That's leaves. They were supposed to be leaves in the tree, but I really like them on this bird. I don't know whether you can actually see them properly. I mean, they're not quite placed now, they've moved a bit, but they're all shimmery. Quite nice. But this was going to go here. Let's see if we can sneak it underneath. Maybe the ladybird. Maybe I can cut a ladybird out and it can be walking up the tree. Or down the tree. Yeah, that might be better. I need to put him in the greenery so that the green blends in, because otherwise I'd have to draw in. He's already lost a bit of his antenna. Maybe we'll cut him out. We'll cut him out and I'll have a go at drawing him in. Oh, cutting off his legs. Ouch, ouch. And his antenna. Oh. And then when I've stuck him down, I'll draw him in somewhere. Might just have to give this guy some branches as well to hide his nest. So we might have to put that underneath these guys. So I could cut off that part. Let's cut that part off. Where I went? Where's my scissors? I mean, I just used them. Really? Okay. Put it back where it came from. I think what I might do is glue the leaves on the bird. So that's our bird. The shimmery feathers. I quite like it. It's collage. We collaged his wings. I think it's something different, and it just creates a bit more of a focal point. There's a bit of interest to this tree because the leaves were not very... I was going to shimmer them up, wasn't I? But I haven't done that, so we'll just leave it. I don't like this little corner here, so I don't know if I might have the ladybird there. He's just extra. Now we've got a little cat swinging, having fun. What do we think? Well, since it's a swing, it would be open. Just wondering. I think that's better. No, it takes up too much of the real estate, and it takes away from his gorgeous leaves. So we're going to just put it right here. So we can just have it as the branches holding it up. I think that works. I don't think we need to draw anything. I think we'll just do that. Don't want it really on the owl. Okay, right there. It's kind of, in the end, there was only one place for it. I just think that filled up that space better. I like it. I like it a lot. Anything else? Oh, we've got this little extra leaf. Yep, that just looks nice down there. Lots of bits stuck to me. I think we'll just leave that. I think that's better. I like it. I like it a lot. Anything else? Oh, we've got this little extra leaf. Yep, that just looks nice down there. Lots of bits stuck to me. I think we'll just leave that. I think that's better. I like it. I like it a lot. Anything else? Oh, we've got this little extra leaf. Yep, that just looks nice down there. Lots of bits stuck to me. little bit of colouring in on our to-do, on our ladybird. I had to go over this leaf. I didn't like it. Still not keen, but it's better than what it was. Faber-Castell 4 beaders, graphite. So they were just kind of like straight out, weren't they? They weren't. And then, so we'll do the legs the same as this one. Okay, so he has one that comes out that way, goes down, and then one that comes that way, down, and I mean, I don't know if it's very accurate, but it's the way it was. Yep, okay. It's got quite long legs. His legs are probably a bit too long. Let's see if we can take some of the length off. So good when you have a medium on the surface. You can just adjust it. Okay, so he's got legs. They've definitely got legs. Just giving him a bit of a shape. All right. I don't know if maybe the other one will look better, but anyway, he's he's so cute. That little bit of white's annoying me too, so I'm going to use a bit of this sort of colour. I want to work on the oh yeah. See, oh, and same with this. We need to do some. I didn't cut it out where it was before. Didn't notice, so it looks like coloured pencil. So we're just going to cheat. We're just going to add in some coloured pencil. Yeah, some light green. Okay. Because we have taken it from different parts of the book or of the tree, and then use that damp cloth, which activates the watercolor pencil, and yay, without even wetting it too much. Where's our number? I don't know if our number's going to match now. So while I was rummaging around for the number, I did find the number, but I also found him. He was sitting up here with the cat up in the tree. I didn't like him then, but now I quite like him. You might just be looking up there too. And number 39, because it's got those little holes, I thought it looked like it was kind of nailed to the tree, but that doesn't work now. This tree's too holy. Let's just hide it down here in the corner. And it would attract attention to the ants by having that 39 there. It does kind of like highlight them, whereas if you take it away, you don't really notice them. So maybe, yeah, let's do that. 39 in the corner. Doesn't look like a chipmunk. Got no ears. I can find that in the book. Let me pause the video and find the book. Here it is, The Mole's Adventure. So it's a mole. Okay, never would have known. There's the chipmunks. Okay, Ginger the cat. But I love the matte pages. It's already falling apart. 1994. Seems older because it's not shiny. So it's printed like from the 60s and 70s and old style graphics. A lot of the books in the 90s were a lot more shiny than this. So I love this book. I do like solving my mysteries. So I'm thinking, let's just put him there. Well, certainly the ladybird would be like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. What was uh-oh Chungo from? I'll have to wait for the comments to find out. Unless I can Google it. Oh no, well, yeah, I can't because my phone's being used. Cute. Okay, these are kind of got black outlined, and the owl is kind of like blending in now. Do I go around the outside? So what I can do is I can go around the outside and shade it in a bit, and if I don't like it I can wipe it off. And we'll try the brown, I think, sepia, just to give him a bit of shadow. And then we'll try this sort of damp, just so it's not so strong. Let's try that. Just kind of cement him to the page a bit. Let's see how that's going. Well, I actually think it already looks better. And just go over it with the cloth just to smush out the pencil. This is watercolor pencil. He's certainly integrated. When I did the gold in the background, was I thinking of the owl? I think I was originally. Then not. Oh, I don't know, I can't remember now. I'd have to watch the video to find out what I was going to do. Sometimes I watch the video and think, oh, okay. No, I forgot that. I said I was going to do this and I forgot. Yeah, I forget things. Especially as it takes me so long. It's not a 5-minute job. My Margarete Millers are taking longer every week, I have to say, but I love it. And I want to make this whole book, you know, like cohesive as a kind of a style, if you like, so that it's not a mishmash. So I'm just dabbing it with this damp cloth just to sort of activate it. Oh, definitely. Yes. So now he really pops out on the page. Just give his tree, and that's why I did the tree stump down to the bottom, because I really want to bring the tree stump and the owl forward so that the other stuff kind of like recedes. He's not meant to be sitting in the tree. So well, he's popping forward too because he's coming out from behind the tree stump. And then maybe around this leaf. Because I'm happy with it, I'm going to go over it a little bit more because you lose some when you dampen it. And I like the way it looks, so I'm just going to extend it a little bit. Cat's outlined, and I think maybe the frame should be. Let's try that. Give it a shadow and a very light one around the cat. It could be left-handed. I can turn it upside down so I can do the other parts. Right-handed. I might have to activate this with a brush to get it to go into underneath. It's the lead. It's hard to get the pencil to get into that. Otherwise you end up with a bit of a white line and a black line. It's not really what I want. Just a tiny dot of water to activate that. So I don't really want it to look like a line. I want it to look like this. I want this to look like a shadow. Whereas I quite like the line around the owl because it makes it pop up. You don't have to do all this. This is not really part of collaging, is it? Just felt that this one needed it. Because of the way I'd done the collage, I made it very blendy. Because I hadn't checked first. We haven't got our prompts on here. So I'm going to use this tuck spot and tuck them on the back. I really love how it turned out actually. I've just been looking at it again, and very different to what I originally intended. It was meant to be zebras poking out behind the tree, but somehow it turned into this one. That can happen sometimes, but I'm really happy with it. So to sum up, well, the leaf idea was just purely accidental. I mean, I was making leaves. If you didn't see earlier on, the leaves started out as these, and I changed the colour because I was going to put them in the tree because I didn't like the tree, but I just thought that they matched the owl really well. So that was purely accident. The colours all tone in nicely, so sort of this sort of autumny gingery sort of colour. I just put little patches of red just to tone in with the previous page. So really happy with my accidental leaves on his body. I just think they look nice. And I just wanted to, let's see if I can hold it up a bit to show the shimmer. Anyway, so going through the pieces, we need wrapping paper, which is in the background of the collage, in the background, and something shaped in an oval. Of course, we have our frame from a little photograph album book. Something with legs. I've counted them. We have 36 things with legs. No, we have 36 legs. So even if you can't see them, it's something with legs. There are 36 legs on this page. You can check if you like. A tree, we have a couple plus a tree stump. Something out of the recycle bin. Well, I literally had thrown some offcuts from Daphne's diary away and I pulled them out. I think that's this greeny colour that's in the background. Plus this red is actually from a Domino's advertisement, pizza packet. And bonus is rubber stamping in any colour except black. So we have some brown rubber stamping, which is in a tree stump sort of stamp, tree grain, and we have some music. I wanted the music like for birds singing, but you know, I don't know, it's a bit offbeat. So yes, and the little ladybird, I really wanted the trail of ladybirds, but they didn't make it. But I managed to get the offcut one, and that turned into a mole. Well, it is a mole. I didn't know it was a mole. That's why it was a funny looking squirrel, because it's got no ears. I had no idea what it was. Found out. So that's number 39. Done and dusted, and really happy with how it turned out. So I just put it on the back of this one on this page because I had nowhere to put it. It goes in there. If I need to look at remind myself about the prompts. So there we go. There's some shine for you. Okay. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.